everyone. I am honored to be here today to provide an update on our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Strategic Plan assessment. As you all know, creating an inclusive and equitable workplace is crucial to the success of any organization. Today, I will be sharing with you the progress we've made in our DEI efforts and the areas where we have opportunities for growth. On this slide, I have copied the department's DEI mission statement, which is pasted on our website. The mission statement guides my work as DEI coordinator and also the goals detailed in the DEI Strategic Plan. According to the mission statement, the Department of Biomedical Engineering values diversity and recognizes the importance of uplifting diverse perspectives, is dedicated to continuous education and growth, strives to identify and correct policies or practices that undermine DEI, and as a collective of individuals, are committed to building a diverse, equitable, and inclusive culture for all members of the BME community. These values are exhibited throughout the DEI Strategic Plan. Our goal is to create a department where everyone feels valued, respected, and included. And as we all know, the effort necessary to build and sustain that environment is the responsibility of all of us. The theme of this strategic plan is, if you want to go far, go together, meaning each person in the department can take action to keep moving our department toward our shared goals. In our strategic plan, we have 5 goal areas that address the values stated in the DEI mission statement. In this assessment update, I will be sharing 1 or 2 things that we are doing well as 1 or 2 opportunity areas. Additionally, I have a few faculty highlights to provide examples of some of the amazing things that BME faculty are doing or have done to help our department move toward our goals. These are just a few examples of the several that are out there, and I hope that by sharing these examples, others may be inspired or that the faculty highlighted may provide more information on their own experiences. Our first goal area is recruitment. In this goal area, we aim to attract a diverse population of students, staff, and faculty. In this presentation, I will be addressing undergraduate and graduate recruitment as well as faculty recruitment. For both undergraduate and graduate students, we aim to increase the number of individuals from historically excluded backgrounds in our program. For the undergraduate program, data shows that the number and percentage of upper division students who identify as underrepresented minorities is trending upward, though still comprising a very small overall percentage of our student body. The chart on the left details the percent of underrepresented minority students enrolled in upper division BME. This academic year is our highest in recent years, at 19 students, or 7.76%. As we can see on the chart on the right, this is still a very low proportion of all of our undergraduate students. In order to increase the number of underrepresented minority students in our upper division undergrad program, we not only need to recruit these students into CSE, but we need to maintain their interests as they move into upper division. Interest in the BME major from CSE first year students is also growing, but 4 years later, we are still typically retaining and graduating less than 50% of that number of students. Please note these are counts of students. Several students may switch into or out of BME after their first year. Our first faculty highlight is on the topic of undergrad recruitment. BME holds a high school internship every summer, which has been well received by students and teachers, as well as winning the Inspiring Program in STEM Award both years it's been held. The program is focused on increasing self-efficacy and confidence in STEM and higher education among underrepresented high schoolers. Dave Odie has been a lab host for these students for the past 2 years. One student that his lab mentored in the first year of the program is now a first-year student in CSE and has shared an interest in attending BME. Like undergraduates, for graduate students, we aim to increase the number of students from historically excluded groups in the graduate program. Among our master's programs, we have experienced a decline in underrepresented students enrolled in the MS program from a peak of 6 students, or 9.8%, to a recent low of 1 student in the 2022-23 admission year. Underrepresented students are a stark minority in the master's program. There has been a similar decline in diversity among the PhD students, with a decrease of 7 students from 2019 and 2020 to now. Underrepresented PhD students make up a larger proportion of their program compared to master's students, but there is still room for growth. Lastly, for BME faculty, we aim to increase the number of offers made to underrepresented faculty candidates and to increase the number of offers that are accepted. To reach these goals, we need to start our work before the application process even begins, with an increase in outreach to potential candidates, with efforts reaching beyond our existing pre-candidate seminars. As you can see here, we have a lot of work to do on this goal. Our second goal area is retention. To retain our students, staff, and faculty, the department must establish an environment that is welcoming and supportive to all members, with an emphasis on those from underrepresented groups. This goal is split into two, the first being to improve experiences for underrepresented community members, and the second to improve the environment for all. To reach these objectives, the department seeks to improve campus climate assessment scores, improve support mechanisms for underrepresented individuals, improve equity in resource distribution, improve mental health survey scores specifically for graduate students, and improve the inbuilt environment. Beginning with graduate student mental health, the results of the last mental health survey showed us that mental health for PhD students is generally improving from the first year it was administered. Being that the first year was 2020, there are, of course, several confounding factors, but this does show that, or suggest that newly implemented efforts may have had at least some impact. This chart shows changes among several scales, including measurements for screenings, or measurements or screenings for depression, perception of stress, social isolation, and more. On this chart, we see that the average score in the PHQ, a depression screening measurement, decreased from 7.8 to 7.1. Both numbers are in the mild range of depression. There are two increases in this chart, the first being in the tolerance of ambiguity score and the second in the grit score. Both increases are very small, but they are both positive increases, suggesting that students are feeling more tolerant of ambiguity and increased perseverance relative to their long-term goals. On this chart, we can also see a decrease in the PSS score, or perceived stress scale. In 2020, the average score was 19.5, and in 2023, the average score was 18.3. Both scores are in the slightly higher than average range, although the 2020 score was on the edge of being in the much higher range. Regarding feelings of belonging reported in the grad CERU, PhD students report a relatively stable level of belonging over time, whereas belonging is much more volatile for master's students. Here is a view of the same data by year instead of program. And moving on to undergraduate belonging, we've seen an increase in the past 2 years when BME students are asked if they feel valued on campus, if they feel that they belong at the university, and if they would enroll at the university again, knowing what they know now. Not pictured here are the disparities in score when broken down by Pell Grant recipient status, which is a marker of income level. The numbers for BME are too small to be broken down by race. These questions address students' experiences on campus as a whole, whereas this chart shows BME students' experience within the major. In the past 2 CERUs, BME undergrads report a stable level of feeling that department rules and policies are clearly communicated. However, the 2022 CERU reports a 6% decrease in students reporting being treated fairly by the faculty in their major, although it remains fairly high at 89% in 2022. Notably, a significant portion of BME students report that they feel as though they do not know a single professor well enough to request a letter of recommendation. The percent of students reporting this way decreased from 41% to 32% from 2021 to 2022, but that is still an opportunity for growth and improvement. Our second faculty highlight is related to the undergraduate experience in the classroom. Last spring, we asked the undergraduate core course instructors to partake in the Cornell X Massive Open Online Course, or MOOC, titled Teaching and Learning in the Diverse Classroom. Dr. Pat Alford was one of the many who partook in that course, and he also helped to head that effort. In this course, participants learned about their own social identities as instructors, their students' social identities and how their identity becomes salient in the classroom, how to create and sustain an inclusive learning climate, how to evaluate the curriculum from a diversity perspective, and how to plan for future action they may choose to take to improve inclusion in their classrooms. Our third goal area is advancement, where we aim to support members of underrepresented groups through education and workplace advancement. One of the objectives of this goal area is to increase funding opportunities for underrepresented students. For undergraduates, the Lynn Otten Scholarship is an existing mechanism which provides funding to female-identifying students with demonstrated financial need. Additionally, we plan to have the BME DEI Alliance Award, which would recognize members of the BME DEI Alliance Action Group who contribute a significant amount of effort to diversity, inclusion, and equity efforts. The department has also contributed to the CSE DEI Leadership Award, which is a similar level on the collegiate level. Another one of our objectives for undergraduate advancement is to close the graduation gap between Pell eligible and non-Pell eligible students. We use Pell eligibility as a marker of low income status. As you can see on this chart, the graduation rate gap between the full BME cohort and between the low income or Pell eligible cohort has been increasing over the past few years. Low income students may face a variety of challenges in academia, which we won't cover today, and these students may be more likely to be of a group underrepresented in STEM. This is another view of the graduation rate gap. The BME cohort that entered in 2019 with the expected grad year of 2023 has the highest gap between the two groups at 14.3%. For graduate students, existing funding mechanisms include the Dove Fellowship, where 2 prospective students are nominated during the admissions process, and the Creative Inclusive Cohorts Program, which has evolved to become the DEI Award, which is also decided during the admissions process. The previously described DEI Alliance Award is also available for graduate student members of the DEI Alliance Action Group. An important part of advancement is mentorship, and there has generally been an increase in the number of students involved in the BME mentoring program, and satisfaction with the program is leaning positive with average scores of 3 and above on a 5-point scale. And lastly, staff advancement improves the department in a multitude of ways. Since implementing a staff professional development program, 3 staff members have participated in some form of professional development, and 2 more are currently in the process of submitting a request. The fourth goal area is community engagement. Within this goal area, the department aims to share resources with the broader Twin Cities and the greater Minnesota community. BME undergraduate and graduate students, postdocs, staff, and faculty have had meaningful connections and impact on Twin Cities youth, utilizing demonstrations, presentations, and more. Within this goal area, the 2 objectives are to invest effort and resources in community engagement and to expand STEM access in K-12. We measure our progress on those objectives by evaluating our impact and requesting ongoing feedback from our partnering high schools. Although not K-12, the impact evaluation of the Pathways program shows great results. Pathways is a 10-week summer program for undergraduates, intending to increase STEM and graduate school confidence in undergrads, especially those who are underrepresented. Students are given a pre- and post-test at the beginning and end of the program to measure improvements on different aspects such as interpersonal skills and higher education ability. On the chart on the right, we see increases in students' reported ability to pursue higher education, their ability to create academic material such as posters and reports, and their ability to take classes and participate in research. On the chart on the left, there were slight decreases in the agreement with the statements, "I enjoy working with others to solve a problem," and "when I encounter a challenge, I like to work at it until I solve it." However, fewer students reported finding academic articles challenging to read and understand. In both the pre- and post-test, students are asked to describe what biomedical engineering means to them, and some examples of their post-test answers are copied here, including that BME is a respected discipline that provides medical technology to the healthcare industry. BME utilizes the intersections of engineering, medicine, and technology to innovate solutions to biomedical issues, and BME is a joint medical and engineering system that discovers answers and solutions to medical issues by using engineering. I didn't include the pre-test answers here, but you can trust that these are a significant improvement. Furthermore, when asked in the post-test, Pathway students reported a positive lean towards higher education in STEM, directly caused by participating in the program. The average score for pursuing a BME degree was 3.33, and the average score for pursuing a degree in another STEM field was 3.83. The average score for leaving STEM completely due to the program was 1.2, which correlates to a general disagreement. These questions did not ask about interest in seeking industry positions. However, one previous Pathway student pursued a post-bac at NIH, and another an internship at NASA. Both students cited the Pathways program as being instrumental in directing their career path. In the post-test, students reported increased confidence in their ability to be a biomedical engineer, but reported decreased interest in wanting to be a biomedical engineer. Although perhaps not great for our recruitment efforts to our program, I do consider that a win, that the program was able to help students become more certain of their interest, even if it wasn't BME. Some of the students came to the program with other majors such as electrical engineering and had wonderful faculty members who were also electrical engineers, and perhaps that helped them set themselves on their way. The other community engagement measure for our objectives is feedback from our partner schools. Washington Tech Magnet School has been a consistent and engaged partner with us, and has provided us with students for the summer program both years that it's been held. When asked for feedback, a career counselor and a STEM Pathways teacher were pleased with the collaboration and are happy that their students have the opportunity to make connections at the U and complete and present research. The aforementioned teacher also stated that the collaboration could be improved with site visits, supporting Washington Tech teachers with lessons, and providing opportunities for hands-on instruction. When asked about the changes that they see in students, they said that of the students who participate in the summer program specifically, they see a positive change, and the ones who have graduated are pursuing STEM paths such as biology and nursing. The last faculty highlight is Kyoko Yoshida's collaboration with Longfellow High School. Longfellow High School is an alternative high school in Minneapolis for pregnant and parenting students. As a laboratory researching pregnancy, the Yoshida Lab has connected with Longfellow several times for field trips and site visits where students not only tour campus and learn about resources for pregnant and parenting students, but also learn about pregnancy and the body from an engineering point of view. And the final goal area is health equity. In this goal area, BME seeks to provide students with theoretical and practical knowledge of both anti-racism and health equity, to create cross-disciplinary scholarships with the aim of integrating equity into research projects, and to increase and highlight faculty doing work on health disparities. To reach these aims, the department has been working on several initiatives, including integrating health equity into the senior design process, providing students with health disparity research knowledge via the Health Disparity Seminar, and including diverse case studies and models in our classrooms, such as 8611 and 1601. Luckily, other departments across the country are doing similar efforts, so we were able to learn from other engineers in the field. This was a brief overview of a few goals and strategies related to this cycle of the DEI Strategic Plan. The full assessment report will be completed in a few months. The plan is always available for your viewing on the BME DEI website, along with other resources that you may find useful. The final assessment of this plan, as well as any ongoing assessments, will be used to prepare for the next cycle as we work to modify our goals and targets. Thank you all very much for your attention, and a special thank you to Rachel Jorgensen for collecting and preparing much of the data.